I'm Dr. Lara and welcome to another video of Q&A with the angels. So if you're new here, my name is Dr. Lara and I channel angel messages. And with this video, people send in their questions down below on the chat and I put them in my book and then we ask the angels. So got quite a few. Thank you so much for everybody doing this. It is such a pleasure and honor to do this. And just want to say with the last video that I did, it was a tough video for me to do, but it turned out great. And it was great because of the responses that I received from all of you and just realized how many people feel the same way, which is, it's kind of comforting to know that I'm not the only one that thinks the way I do. I've felt that way all my life. But anyway, all right, let's get down to the questions. So the first question is, how do we learn how to love ourselves? That's a great question. So let's see what they have to say. They want to let us know that with us not loving ourselves, it's not our fault, because it feels like when we do things that aren't loving towards ourselves, like we do behavior that hurts our health, or we get into relationships that are abusive, like all of that stuff, like if we do that stuff and then we feel guilty about it or we feel shame about it, thinking, well, I should love myself better, and they want us to understand that being here on this planet, it's kind of like we have, and they're showing me like cutting, we were cut off from the divine energy that created us. And like our DNA has been manipulated and we have been programmed to not love ourselves. And so what they want us to understand too is that it's always within us. Like that's getting activated now. Our DNA strands, we only had 2, now there's 12 that are activated, and we are getting downloads. Like if you're awake in the middle of the night and you don't know why, part of that is because you're getting downloads, you're receiving energy, and this energy that's coming in, it's coming in and it is igniting who we already are. So just the fact that you're asking, how do we self-love, means that we're starting to think outside of the programming that we've been in. So how do we self-love? First, it's just the intention. Wake up in the morning, I intend to love myself today as best as I can. And then you can write something down that would be an act of self-love. And, that could be anything from going for a walk outside to choosing to eat an apple instead of the chocolate cake, to learning something, or to allow yourself to feel the emotions that you're feeling. It could be a massage. It could be to call a friend. Whatever that act of self-love is for you, by doing that act every single day, that strengthens the muscle for you to continue. So, and they're showing me like a very long road, okay? That doesn't mean it's going to take a long time to feel the self-love. They're saying that it's an ongoing thing because our awareness is always expanding. So there's no destination for the self-love. It is a daily practice. And just like with anything, with the daily practice, you get stronger and stronger until it becomes natural, or like an innate ability for you to just do it. Okay? Because we are naturally love. We've just been cut off from it. So by the simple acts of kindness that you can do towards yourself first, not other people, for yourself first, that is self-love. Because oftentimes we do nice things for other people. We say that it's from love, and part of it is, but the other part is so we can receive love from them. Okay, so when you give yourself an act of self love, you're loving yourself first, and you're also receiving that love and appreciation from yourself. So it's like a double whammy. Okay, okay, that was a big one. Thank you. That's an awesome question. Okay, the next one. Interesting. Okay, autism. What is the deal with autism? So I just want to say that most of these questions I paraphrased because someone didn't say what's the deal with autism. I did. So let's see what the angels say about that. Okay, so they're showing me uh, this like a scale. Okay, so there's a couple reasons for the autism. The first part is some of the childhood shots that they need to have. There are chemicals that are in those, and it goes in and it kind of like they're showing me it kind of like shuts down part of the brain. Okay, so that's part of the reason why some kids have like learning challenges or, just were fine one day and not the other day. Okay, have to be really careful about what I say. Um, the other thing, the other reason is because some of these kids that are coming in that are on the spectrum or are truly autistic, they're operating on a whole different frequency than we are. And it's very hard for them to kind of bring their frequency down to be in such a dense population of energy. Okay, so basically these kids that are coming in that don't connect with people that have these certain behaviors, they're on a different wavelength. And what they're showing me is that they're holding a certain frequency to help rise other people up to a higher frequency. Okay, now it doesn't mean that we're all going to be that way, but it means that that frequency that they're holding, we're working up to that. So they have come in very brave souls. And the thing is, they want us to understand that these children that are autistic, they're happy. They are, oh, I'm getting the chills. They are happy kids because they don't have all of these other distractions in the world. Autistic children are very much like this, and they're in their own world. And it's because they don't connect with the frequency of the chaos, and they're happy. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so they're also showing me the for the previous challenge with the stuff that we have to put in our bodies. There is a way that we can clear that out. There are things that you can buy at the store, and they're like metal detoxes that can really help clean out our system. And it's not just with the children, it's with us, because they're showing me it's like we have like these metals, and we have this pollution, we have all this stuff in our bodies, and there's ways that we can clear that out. Some things, it's obvious, don't eat all of the crap that is put in our food and stuff like that. But sometimes it's just there, and we can't do anything about it. So there's like these detox foot baths that you can do, and drinking lots of water and going out in nature, because it's not just the physical, it's the mental, the emotional, spiritual, and the energetic that we can clean out. It's not always going to be like this, but just the awareness makes it very, very exciting, because when we have an awareness with something and we question something, that means there's a solution that's trying to find us. So understand that with any question you have, there is a solution. So keep asking the question, and the solution will be brought to you. Okay, thank you. All right, the next one. Okay, back on the cryptids. This person was wondering if they got caught in the hurricane. Um, if they did, what if their bodies were found? And if they didn't, what did they do to avoid the hurricane? Okay. Okay. I'm seeing bodies, but they're not dead. They're moving. Okay. So with the cryptids, for those of us that don't know what they are, they're like the Yetis, the Bigfoot. Those are cryptids. Um, they have this animal instinct that us humans we do have but have shut it down or has been shut down. So the animal instinct, so if you understand, like when hurricanes occur, the animals know. Like the birds fly away, the animals go to higher ground. Like they have this connection with nature. We do too, but it's just kind of not quite there yet. But the cryptids, they have that same connection. So they knew. They knew it was coming. So they went to higher ground. And it's the same thing with fires and earthquakes and tsunamis and stuff like that. Like these animals know they are connected with the pulse of the earth. So there's like this intelligence that the earth has. It's almost like, okay, we're going to have an earthquake. So, go find shelter. This is where you can go. All right. So that's what they're telling me is that they have that animal instinct. So not to worry. They are taken care of. They are okay. That's pretty cool. Okay. Next one. Okay, this was interesting. Someone had commented on a different video that I had posted about 2020. A lot of people woke up, and this person said, "What about the family members that haven't, and the friction in the relationship, and what do we do now about it?" Okay. Okay, so they're showing me all these different paths, and then there's this one destination. So, what they're telling me is that everybody has a different path to their awakening. And sometimes their awakening may not be on this physical plane with us in our time frame that we want them to have their awakening, if they ever do have an awakening. And there is going to be a huge wave of people waking up within the next 4 years. Actually, they're saying within the next 4 months. I don't know. They're not showing me what's going to be happening within the next 4 months, but they're just saying be patient. Okay. Be patient with the family members and the friends and all that kind of stuff that have not woken up. Okay. It is not, and they really want to iterate this, that it's not our job to wake them up, that it can't happen that way. In fact, the more that you try to wake them up, the more books you slip to them, the more videos you send them, the more, comments that you say to them, it actually pushes them away more because what they hear is they're wrong. Okay. And nobody likes to be wrong, whether we're wrong or not. And when they feel that we're wrong, there's pushback. Okay. So the more that you can allow people to be where they're at and not make them wrong for believing what they believe, then they will be able to live their life and the awakening might come a little bit sooner. Okay. And especially with family members, I don't know if their kids, but if it comes from a parent and a parent tells their kids something, they will not listen. It's in their makeup to not listen to their parents between the ages of like 16 and 23. There's a whole reason for that, but it's not the parents are doing something wrong. They're not. It's just the teenagers are programmed to not believe what their parents tell them. They are trained to go and find answers elsewhere. So the more you say something, the more they're going to push back. So the more you let things be as they are, then they will be able to see or to bring into their experience things that they cannot deny anymore, because that's going to be coming out too. Okay, so they're saying just allow yourself to be who you are. Just be, and let them be as well. It's going. They're just telling me it's going to be okay. We're all going to be okay. But it's when you have this agenda that you want for other people. Okay. Oh, so there's some people that are worried about the earth splitting and people going off on another planet. And okay. It's a consciousness. Okay, it is a consciousness. So what was happening is we were all here on this consciousness right here. And when people started to wake up, the consciousness started to separate. Okay, so it doesn't mean that we're going on two different planets, but there are different frequencies. Okay, so you can believe one thing and they can believe another thing, but you can still be here on the same planet. Nobody's going anywhere. Not right now. Nobody's going anywhere. But when the awareness starts to rise up, then people will probably leave our lives. Now, they're not saying that that's going to happen for everybody, but it is a possibility that you just won't jive with them anymore. Okay, and unfortunately, that does happen in families. And they just want to say that it is not the parents' fault. It is not the child's fault. We have this sense of the family needs to stay together, and we're soul groups. Okay, the family structure, the marriage structure, that is man-made. Okay, but we're soul groups, and we're here to teach and learn with one another, and we have contracts with people, and sometimes we wake up to the contracts and we fulfill them, but most of the time we don't, because people have not woken up yet. Or they forget, or they're no longer willing to fulfill that contract. So they're just saying, they're going like this. Okay, when you have a handful of sand and you grip and you hold on, the sand falls through your fingers. But when you have sand in your hand and you cup it like this, it doesn't go anywhere. It just kind of stays there. And if you just love your children for who they are and get out of the right and wrong and the agenda that you might have for them to wake up, it's going to ease that part of your relationship. Okay, that's a tough one. It really is. I understand that. Okay, I'm not getting personal, but yeah, I am. We had that in our family, in 2020 about, what was going on, and the election and all that kind of stuff. And there's still different beliefs within our family structure, but where we have gotten is that we allow each person to have their belief without the judgment that one is right and one is wrong. But there's love there that's coming from all of us, so that we're able to all live in the same house and love one another and allow each other to be who we are. Okay. Not that you asked that, but anyway. Okay. This is an interesting question. How do we pick our body? Is there a predisposition to illness? And does our soul help heal our body? Excellent question. Deep, deep question. Okay. Okay. So what they're showing me, this is interesting. They're showing me like these different bodies, these bodysuits. One's really healthy, one's got cerebral palsy, and those are like bodysuits. And then up above, these are our souls. Okay. And before we come down, we're like, well, what do I want to learn in this lifetime? Do I want to learn how to overcome something? Do I want a healthy body so I can, put more emphasis on fulfilling my purpose? Do I want to have a supposedly incurable illness and cure it and then help other people cure their illnesses? So there's all of these things that are tied to your soul lesson that you choose. Okay, so the body isn't separate from our soul when we come down. It's all one package. Okay, so if you have health challenges, it's not because you did something wrong, or you're not a victim of something. Your soul was like, this, I wanted to experience this. Okay, it's so in depth, and they're just showing me like ripples. So there's so much here, but I'm not going to get into all of that. But what they're saying is that, yeah, we choose our bodies, and once we're down here in this physical realm, we can heal our bodies, and our soul helps us do that by opening up to what we already know within us. We are perfect, whole, and complete already. So when we have illnesses in our bodies, maybe ask, what is it that this illness is trying to teach me? What is the lesson that I need to learn from this? And how can I move beyond this illness to restore myself to complete, perfect, whole health? The truth of who you are. Okay, thank you. A great question. Okay, this person said, being in a committed relationship. Oh, okay. This person is in a committed relationship with somebody, and in their hearts, they're married and they love each other. But it feels like there's religious stuff behind that, because this person asks if it is a sin that they're living together and they're not married. Okay. Okay, so they just showed me like this huge explosion. Okay. And what is happening on the planet with religion is a lot of things are being questioned, and there's like a lot of explosion of rules and beliefs that we were told that we had to believe through religion. So the angels really want to make it clear. Yes, they're tied to religion. That's not their choice, but they want to make it clear that the institution of marriage was a man-made construct. That is not a spiritual construct. It's not an angelic construct. Okay, so this idea of living in sin, that is from programming from the religion that you are in sin in case you didn't get married. Okay, so for this person in particular, if you are with your partner and you love that partner, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. There is no sin. That is another thing that has been constructed with the religion. Okay, yeah. If you're still here after this saying that, thank you for being here, because I know that there's a lot of controversy around all of this. So the religious structures created the sin to keep people in line and to control people. Okay, so just understand that when you come from a place of love in your heart and you're not harming anybody and it feels good in your body, then do that. It's okay. Okay. So right now I didn't do this in the beginning. I didn't think I'd had to, but I'm just doing a disclaimer. I am not a religious guru. I am not a doctor. So whatever is said in these videos, please discern what feels right for you, and what your belief is. If it resonates, fantastic. If it doesn't, that's fine too. So just have to put that out there. Okay, let's see. What's the next one? All right. Oh, this person asked about hot flashes. So, and this person went through the change, the menopause change, so they shouldn't be having hot flashes. So they're pretty much like, what's that all about? Okay. Okay, so they want you to understand that so much stuff is happening energetically with our bodies, that when you experience like tingling or hot flashes or even like physical illness symptoms and stuff like that, that it's kind of like a purification process that we are going through. So our bodies are pretty dense, with our thoughts, beliefs, and the energy that we carry from traumas and all that stuff. And so when these solar flares happen, or when you get these downloads, there's so much energy that's coming into our body that it can create hot flashes. And it's nothing to worry about. It's just part of an ascension symptom. And this goes through with men as well. It's not about hormones, it's the ascension symptoms. So if you're getting hot flashes and shouldn't be getting hot flashes, it's okay. They're just saying that, kind of like they're showing me the waves of the ocean. Okay, so anything that happens that's out of our normal way of being, we tend to think, what is wrong with us? Not saying that this person asked a question. I'm just getting the census of people feeling like, why is this happening? What's wrong with my body? So they're just saying, ride the waves. Everything that's happening is happening for a purpose. It's happening for a reason, and it's all guided towards our highest good. Nothing lasts forever. We will get through this, but right now it's very, very intense with the acceleration of the light coming into the planet. Okay, it's almost like we're getting this critical mass of people being with the light coming in. Okay, the critical mass of awakening, and it's just like, and it's right here, and it's super intense. And with what's been happening on the planet, like all of these people coming into power or going out of power or whatever it is, it's all coming to like in a culmination, and then it's going to be like, but it's not going to be sheer chaos. Okay, it's okay. These hot flashes are okay. Your body's going through a huge metamorphosis, so just allow yourself to go with the flow. That's okay. Good question. Okay. So this person says, it feels like I'm between two worlds. Okay, so there's like a transition with this person. They're not in the old way of being, and they're not in the new way yet. And they were asking, do the transitions get easier? Evidently, yeah, this person's having a struggle. You're not alone. Just want to let you know. I don't know about anybody else, but I know that I have been there, and I continue to go through these transitions of being on the bridge of letting go of the old and the new. So let's see what the angels have to say about that. Okay, so they are showing me a bridge and the transitions, and it's a very simple answer. The transition gets easier when you let go of judgment. Okay, when you let go of having to feel that you have to be settled, that you have to be in a destination. When you let go of grieving your past way of being, even if it's better here, you're still grieving part of where you were at. And there's all of these judgments that are surrounding how we feel about things. So if we can just come from a place of feeling our emotions, gosh, I'm really missing my old way of life. I'm feeling grief, and just feel your grief without any kind of judgment, and just observe it and feel it and let it go, and then replace it with something different, like maybe love or maybe enthusiasm for where you're going. Then it becomes easier. It's when we judge our emotions, that's what makes things difficult. It's not the actual transition. We're always in transition. But when we get stuck on the emotions of it and maybe not wanting to feel our emotions, or when we do feel our emotions, we judge them and make it worse, that's what makes it challenging. So you can just, if you can, come from a place of, yeah, you know what? I have no idea where I'm going to be in a year. I don't even know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. But today, this is what I can do today. And do your best to stay in the moment of your life, like right here, right now, from one moment to the next, one moment to the next. Okay? Because when we're stuck in the past, that's depression. And when we're worried about the future, that's anxiety. But when we are able to really come from a place of being here in the moment and trusting that we're exactly where we're supposed to be and we're being guided towards our highest good, then that angst around being in that transitional phase goes away. Okay, hope that one helps. All right. So they're talking about the pharmaceutical companies and the future of our children. Are they in trouble? And how to get the toxins out. I think I answered the toxins. Okay, let's dive into that. Whew. Whoever like asked this question, there's people listening. You're Yeah, you know that with these companies, it has been of ill will, okay? And that things that we are being mandated to put into our bodies aren't aren't being used for what they're saying they're being used for. Okay, so yes, there are things that are in certain things that we have to or are mandated to put into our bodies. Um, we are not in trouble. Okay. There are ways that you can clean out whatever has been put in the bodies, with the foot detox, and you can go to like a health food store, and there are actual metal detox things. Just make sure that it is age appropriate for whoever you are doing this for. Okay, I'm not a doctor, so just there are solutions. Okay. On top of that, what's happening, and someone else had sent in this question, they were from Canada, and here in California that I've noticed is that all of the holistic remedies like CBD and all that kind of stuff, they're being pulled from the shelves. So these holistic treatments are not being are not available for people. Okay, so in the beginning, there's like this rage, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're doing this, no, 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 right? And yes, that is a normal reaction, but the angels want to let you know that this is actually a really good thing. Okay, it's a good thing because people are waking up and they're understanding that the pharmaceuticals aren't the way to go. So they are searching for alternative solutions. And that demand is so high that it is bringing attention to these pharmaceutical companies. So they're doing everything they can to keep this from people, so they go back to their pharmaceutical drugs. It's not going to last. Okay? It may be like this their last ditch effort to keep people down, but they can't. You cannot stop the light. Once the light is on, once there is awareness, that you can't stop it, because there's going to come a point in time where we're not even going to need the alternative health things. We are going to be in our bodies in a healthy way. We are going to learn how to take care of our bodies in a healthy way. And we're just not going to be buying the food that is making us unhealthy. We are not going to be taking part in extracurricular activities such as alcohol that poisons our body. We're just not going to be doing that anymore. So we're not even going to be needing these other remedies. And they're showing me, they're showing me that holistic remedies, it's in food. It's in food and it's in herbs. So start educating yourself on alternative ways through your food. And I can hear it. Well, what about the GMOs? And what about this? What about that? You can energize your food. You can set the intention that whatever you ingest into your body goes in and gets you healthy and is positive for your body. You can do that. You have the power to do that. And that's what we're going to be learning to do. So, and there's like an underground where you can find things. The thing is, when you have a question of something and you're searching for something and you can't find it in your reality, that may seem like it's a block to you. But what we are discovering is that you can bypass all those blocks. And just by intending to find a solution, it's going to come to you in some way, shape, or form. But it might not be in the way that you think it's going to come to you. And that's what's happening. We are bypassing all of the regulations and the rules. We're not going to need those. We're going to bypass those. I hope that makes sense. That's so exciting. Okay. All right. I love this one. I have to take a sip of water. The next one is, do crystals and other energy devices benefit us? Okay. Everything contains energy. Everything has an intelligence. Crystals have an intelligence. Stones have an intelligence. Trees have an intelligence. So everything that we have in our awareness, that all has intelligence. What it feels like, what the angels are saying is, don't give your power away to these devices. The ultimate answer is within you. So learn how to discern what is right for you and what is wrong for you, the way it feels in your body. And they're showing me a pendulum. Those little pendulums, and this way for yes and circular for no and all that kind of stuff. They're saying that you can influence the way that pendulum goes with your mind. So ultimately that answer is coming from you. Do crystals hold a certain energy and intelligence? Yes. So if that feels good for you, if you feel that when you hold a crystal, you can feel that energy and it gives you a boost, then absolutely. Some people are sensitive to that energy, some people aren't. It doesn't mean that it's working or it's not working. Whether it works for that person or not, that's their experience. So if you put your power, or if you give away your power to these outside devices, understand that they're an extension of you. So ultimately, the answers lie within you. Learn how to decipher what is right and what is wrong within your body and the way it feels. Excellent question. Okay, almost done. Okay, this is the last one. Do we remember when we transition? And if reincarnation is real, this person was funny. I'm going to be in the same family and I'm going to be myself the next time I come back. Okay, let's see what they have to say about that. Our soul never dies. Our soul is always in existence. And this planet isn't the only incarnation that we have. There's other planets that we have gone to. There's other systems that we have gone to. There's other forms, okay, other physical forms other than being a human that we have been in. So, and it all depends, do you think reincarnation is real? That's a question that you have to ask for yourself, because whatever your truth is your truth. But what the angels are saying is that our soul never dies. It is always in existence, and takes on different forms. Do we come down with our same family? That is a theory, yes, that we do. But we can change who we are within that family structure. So one lifetime you might come down with your soul family and you might be the father, where if you decide to come down with that same soul family, you might be the daughter. Okay? Your essence of who you are, that's always who you are. Okay? But we can kind of change our experience with the experiences that we want to have. Okay, so this was so cute. It was so funny. It's like, well, I'm coming back as me. Yes, you're coming back as you. You might be a different form. You might be a different life form, or you might be a different gender, or, play your part in a different family structure. But the essence of you is always you. Okay. Wow. Excellent questions. So much fun. So please, if you have more questions or if you have comments on the questions, go ahead, write them in. If you like this video, I would love it if you gave it a thumbs up, or if you shared it with somebody that might be interested. It helps the algorithms, and I know it's kind of cheesy to say that, but it does help me to reach more people that might benefit from these messages. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Many, many blessings.